So welcome everybody to AI chatbot alternatives to ChatGPT for accounting professionals. Table of contents, we'll do a quick intro about myself, about this series, because this is part of a multi-webinar series I've been doing in CPA Academy related to ChatGPT and AI. Then we'll quickly discuss the topics we will not cover, just to give you a general idea. Okay, this is not what the webinar is all about. And then we'll go deep into some of the apps that I want to showcase. There's about 8 apps in total. It's a 1-hour webinar. Let's see if we can get to all of them. But I like to give you a general idea on what's out there, so you don't just get stuck with thinking that ChatGPT is the only way to look at AI or to work with AI. So by myself, I'm a CPA. I practice bookkeeping and accounting since 2009. I'm an advanced certified QuickBooks Pro advisor. I was also awarded QSP Partner of the Year for QuickBooks in 2003. I am a podcaster. I have a podcast called the Unofficial QuickBooks Accountants Podcast. I have a YouTube channel. I founded a app for QuickBooks. It's called Right Tool. And my biggest and most time-consuming of all of my ventures is my conference coming up in October, Reframe 2024. We'll discuss that in a little bit. Specialized. I'm going to be more focused on a particular task, and I'm actually going to go over and explain all that stuff for accounting firm. Okay, CPA Pilot will be the next one that I'll show you. So let's open up CPA Pilot. Where are you? There we go. And then this one's actually really good for like tax stuff. So I'm going to say something like my client, let me zoom in a little bit. My client says their friend hired their kids in their business to get a write-off and is asking me about it. How do I answer and send them actual sites from IRS or Treasury with more details or something like that? Okay, again, the point is this is going to be more of a tax engine. Okay, so CPA Pilot, one of the things that they kind of wanted to focus in is can we create a chatbot that's really, really good for accounting professionals? And their focus has been, for the most part, tax. Okay, so here's the answer. Hiring children. Okay, hold on. Let's wait until this thing finishes. Okay, there we go. So hiring children can be a legitimate tax strategy. Here's a couple of bullet points. Is it legitimate? Is it reasonable? Is there documentation? Tax benefits and deduction, et cetera, et cetera. Then it gives you links to the publications that might be relevant. Like this child care center might not be as relevant, but maybe in these 2 publications, topic 103 and publication 583, there could be some resources. And then here's a draft for you to write with all the links. So no chatbot is perfect or anything like that, but this gives you a general idea how this one is really focused towards that tax professional. And you can start a new chat and then do other things like top 10 ways to save on taxes as a S corp owner. Let's do top 5. Top 5 ways. Say what's it? Legitimately. You probably don't even have to write legitimately, right? Do it just for fun. Okay, so you can ask that. And then this one's, again, because it's CPA Pilot, is very much focused on being somewhere between technical and accurate, and also friendly towards a tax professional that's looking to have enough context to be able to help their clients through it. Okay, and then you can even ask it for give me a few source links to reference. Okay, and then you present, and then it will actually go and get you source links, and it knows within the context that it should look at real things. Like it's looking at IRS, it's looking at this, so it's not doing like a Google search and giving you random things from Google. Like it's focused on 100% IRS links and source documents. So it gives you a general idea for what that is. So again, I'm very excited for developers that look for this very niche type of solution. And this is why CPA Pilot is more expensive than everything else, because obviously they have a much smaller number of users that would be looking at this tool, and the amount of research they have to do and customization is going to be really, 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 really intense compared to what the average, the approach to using an average chatbot. Okay, so those are the two that I found that are accounting specific that I think are worth of looking at. Okay, that $20 a month seems to be the sweet spot. Okay, Spark, Perplexity, Poe, Claude, Microsoft Copilot, they're all around that $20 a month. So kind of keep that in mind. ChatGPT is also between $20 and $30.
Happy Valentine's Day, and welcome to our first ever Speed Talking Valentine's Day extravaganza. Today, we're bringing this event in a hyped up fashion to showcase 5 of our favorite apps, all members of Not the Only App Roundtable, hosted by Roundtable Apps, and provided.
Richard, I think you got something a little confused. This isn't speed talking, it's speed dating, my friend. So you're kind of going like me. Maybe slow it down a little bit.
A skim. When I read the memo, skimmed it. All right, let me start over. So we're gonna start things off right. So here's how things are gonna work today. Everybody here is gonna have the chance to flirt with the finest and most eligible accounting apps out there. These are apps that you've probably never tried on for size, but you're gonna wonder how you ever lived without them afterwards. You're gonna hear from our friends at Forwardly, Amalgam, File, Bookkeep, and CPA Pilot. All right, so for our next app, we have CPA Pilot Pro. Now, the founder, Harsh Modi, he's off tending to some personal business this week. And so Matthew and I are going to pick up the slack for him. Matthew's going to share his screen. But this sexy little AI bot automates tax research and client communications accurately and effectively, even more so than ChatGPT. So what CPA Pilot will actually allow you to do is reclaim date night this tax season. CPA Pilot will do the heavy lifting so you can make those reservations at your favorite restaurant. So Matthew, in Roundtable the other day, I asked for some questions to put into CPA Pilot to put it to the test. And I know you've already preloaded them, right?
Yeah, well, look, I think we all know I've made enough videos by now that nobody wants to sit here and watch me type all this stuff in. So we decided we'd pre-load a lot of this so we can save you guys a little bit of time. But we want to show the first one. So we've got 3 different questions we're going to show you. The first one is, does solar film on an entire house qualify for energy credit? You go into it, click the button, and within just a quick couple seconds here, it's going to get you amazing fast answers. What we found with this one is with when I looked at this earlier, it basically was pulling up and telling us that because of film, when you're using film itself, the film doesn't generate energy, right? So you don't get the same kind of a credit as you would for like a solar panel. And I didn't recognize that. So for the energy tax credits, it will actually tell you that information, and as well as give you all of the supporting documentation at the very bottom here. So the next question, though, go ahead.
That's really, I love the way that it gave you that very nuanced answer of whether it creates energy or not. I would have assumed that it was just like solar panels. So great answer.
So the next one, which we kind of pre-populated here just real quickly, was a question. My client is selling his commercial property and he plans to move out of state. How should he invest the proceeds to mitigate his tax liability? So we wanted to step up the difficulty of this a little bit, and very quickly came back with some great information about 1031 exchange, opportunity zones, even CRTs, giving you, again, all of the supporting docs that you would need at the bottom here. You can go through and see there's 5 different supporting docs to click through. Super easy. This major time savings. Now, the next part of it is, what if I wanted to send this to a client though, and they don't want to have the technical jargon and read through something like this? I can then turn around and just ask it like, hey, thanks, this looks amazing. Can you please transform this into a simple email for me? Get that going here again real quick. Now this one's been sitting, there we go. That's better. So it's going to go through, generate for us the email subject, organize it much faster, nice and cleaner. Beautiful. And Leah, of course, you know how it is. If you don't pray to the demo gods long enough, you always have little glitches. So they're on our side today. They're all on our side. So really fast. The last example is something that came up in my own personal real world. I've been working on a big payroll project, and I had to figure out the different login websites for figuring out the state withholding for 13 different states. And I can tell you, I went to ChatGPT and tried to do it myself. No BS. ChatGPT came back to me and said, "You need to go check their own websites." Basically, it was being lazy. This one pulled it up almost immediately, gave me the links of everything I needed for a couple of them right away. Super, super happy. The process I did before took me 2.5 hours. This took 5 minutes.
Not even 5 minutes.
Not even 5 minutes for all of it. So this is it's pretty cool. They also have the ability that you can do like a bot on your website, which is a really neat piece. You can set it up to where it's embedded in there for your clients to go ask questions, so you can save some time going back and forth answering basic questions for them. This is definitely a major game changer for tax season, right, Richard?
Absolutely. I know that the folks in Tax Dirty to Me, our tax roundtable, were asking a lot of questions and really impressed with the answers that it came back with, especially because of the source documents. That was really especially impressive. All right.